Hello, welcome to When the Smoke Clears. I am the Recovery Plug. What's happening, everybody? Hope everybody's doing good today. I know that I am. Just another day in recovery, another day in positivity, another day in spirituality. It's great to be alive. I always like to get my video podcast started always with a moment of silence, followed by a serenity prayer for the addict who still suffers. So if you would, please, a moment of silence. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, wisdom to know the difference. All righty, well, let's get started here. Man, I was thinking about what, I was wanting to talk about today, and there's a few things that kind of stuck out at me today while I did a little reading last night and then a little bit today, and I'm going to throw out there a couple of words that I want to discuss with you guys and kind of give you, I'll let you know what the word is, and then we'll give you the definition, and then we'll kind of indulge in that and kind of dive into that and see where those type of words I guess intertwine within your life, and I'll discuss where I believe it intertwines in mine, and maybe you can relate. So the words are the first word is salience, and I heard a person talking about the word salience, and salience is just it's defined as the fact of being important or connected with what is happening or being discussed in a particular part of your life or that sort of stuff. So if it's an example of salience is what salience does for a person is that it triggers something in your brain to hunt, to look for. So if you say you've been talking about red cars, you know what I mean, and that's been your topic, your conversation for a couple of days. Well, the more you go out and interact throughout your day, then you wound up you because you've been discussing red cars a lot. Well, then you all of a sudden see that red cars have been appearing more often than usual, and that's just because your brain is salient to red cars because you've been discussing things about it, and you've been that's been your thought process for the last few days. If that's what you were thinking about and talking about, you know what I mean, by yourself, amongst friends, or just reading about red cars, then all of a sudden red cars start appearing everywhere you go. You see red cars. You know what I mean? So that's the definition of salience, and I bring that. Well, okay, let's go on to the next one, and then I'm going to discuss a little bit of how all of these words fit into to my journey in my life. And the next word is dispositional optimism. Now, dispositional optimism is a tendency to expect good outcomes in life rather than bad ones. And again, it goes to your brain, you know what I mean? It goes to your mental thought. It goes to whatever it is that you're thinking. If you think that things are going to go good for you, you know what I mean? If you have that type of mindset and you think about that every day, then what you're doing is you're rewiring your thought process to think that everything you do and anything that you get engaged with is going to have a good outcome. You know what I mean? And that's a wonderful way to think. You know what I mean? it is a whole lot better to have a dispositional optimism thought process than it would be to have a negative thought process. Everything that you talk about is always negative. You're a Debbie Downer, that type of thing. So again, remember, dispositional optimism, it's a very good way to start to change your thought process, to start doing things more positively, to always believe that you're going to have all these great outcomes, any goals that you set, that you know that if you have that dispositional optimism thought process, that you're going to, you know that at some point you're going to conquer these goals that you set, or that anything that you put your hands on, or that you are engaged with, whether it's your work, whether it's your relationship, whether it's just a project that you're working on, and if you believe that the end result is going to be a positive one, and that you're going to finish it, and that good things are going to come out of it, well, then that's what usually happens. So just remember that. So and the last one is compassion, and compassion is just to feel feelings for somebody, to feel a love, a caring act, to want to help somebody. You know what I mean? To have this inner burning sensation in your soul that you want to help people, that you want to help yourself, that you want to better your life, that anything that you do and touch, that you're doing it for the thought process, so that you're doing it for the love of somebody else. You know what I mean? That you're showing that you're giving out this aura, if you will, of love and compassion and empathy, that you care about other people. And so all those three words are words that have to do with the mindset of your daily life. You know what I mean? Of how you or me or anybody else lives their day. You know what I mean? Some people have the salience of nothing. You know what I mean? Because they're so intertwined in this negative thought process that they're always the Debbie Downer, that they say, no, well, that's never going to happen to me. I've always had this bad luck, or my mom has told me that I would never amount to anything, or my dad has told me that I ain't worth a crap and I'm not going to amount to shit, and or my teacher said that you're not going to amount to anything. Words have ways to make people feel, and to burn out their salience. You know what I mean? Because salience is a receptor, a thought process that wakes up the brain to say, hey, let's go get it. You know what I mean? And that's what that is. It's like giving a dog the rag to smell of somebody before they go out and search for them. You know what I mean? The bloodhound dogs. And you give them this T-shirt of somebody. Now they got that scent. Now their brain is out just for that. You know what I mean? So when you have a thought process in your brain to say that, you know what, I'm good person. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that, and set these positive type of mentality things and goals in your thought processes. Well, then what's going to happen in turn there is that you're going to start manifesting positive action. You know what I mean? Because here's the key, is that you can say these words and these definitions all day long, and have a list of them. You could journal these things down, write down all these goals that you want to do and things that you want to kick. You want to lose weight. You want to stop doing drugs. You want to stop drinking. You want to stop smoking. You want to have a better relationship. You want to be a better person. You want to go to church more. And all these things that you write down like that, they're fine. They're fine. And that's good. You know what I mean? But here's the thing. The thing is that if you don't put any action into what you're thinking, then nothing's going to happen. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of people, man, who can read books and jot down all this stuff in a journal, but that's as far as it goes for them. You know what I mean? They still are in the same boat years later, saying the same story. I mean, I know people like that. You know what I mean? I know people like that who have these goals and these, visions that they want to do this and that they want to do that. And, 2-3 years later, they're still in the same garage, on that same chair, watching the same TV, listening to the same tunes, and talking the same story. And nothing has changed. You know what I mean? I know you know people like that. There's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of people out there who are spiritually starving, who are starving for a new way of life. They want a new identity. They want a new direction. But they got all these things that are processing in their mind and these visions and these dreams, but they don't do anything about it. You know what I mean? What you got to do is you got to seriously write these things down, say them 200-300 times a day if you have to. If that's what it takes, that's what it takes. You know what I mean? And do something little by little every single day. You know what I mean? It's the smallest action of, say, you want to lose weight, right? Let's just put that up there for example. So what you do is you get up every single morning, you set your alarm at 6 o'clock or whatever time if you go to work at 7, you got to be there at 7, set it at 5 o'clock. Get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, get your shoes on, get your running shoes on, some shorts, some sweats, whatever, and then take off down the street. You don't have to run, walk, if that's what it takes. But you walk 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks, walk for 30 minutes and come back. And just by doing that, that is one step of positivity that you just conquered. You just conquered a goal right there. You know what I mean? Now, that right there, you tell your mind, you tell yourself that, man, I just got up at 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. I just went for a 30-minute walk and came back. I feel good, man. You know what I mean? So your thought process starts changing there. So now when you do this on a repetitive basis and you do it every single day, you're going to see that 30-minute walk is going to turn into a 30-minute jog. And then that 30-minute jog is going to turn into a 30-minute run. And then that 30-minute run is going to turn into an hour run. You know what I'm saying? You see where that process is going? And when you start doing things like that on the repetitiveness on the daily basis, if you do that every single day, you know what I mean? Starting today, tomorrow, you know what I mean? In 30 days from now, I mean, you're going to be in a pretty good freaking spot, man. I can guarantee you that. You know what I mean? Because here's what people do today, man, is that they come up with every excuse in the book. You know what I mean? I don't have enough time. I got to go to work too early. I got to take care of the kids. You know, they're in this routine, or they'll be like, man, they get on their phone, or they want to watch a Netflix series, or they get stuck on a video game, or they decide that they want to go booze it up instead. Now they're in the doghouse. I mean, just a lot of different things happen. You know what I mean? Life is filled up with a bunch of toxic things. But here the thing is that just because life's like that doesn't mean that you have to be like that. You know, that's the beauty of it, man, is that you out there, and myself included, we have the free will, man. We have the free will to choose the direction our life goes starting today. You know what I mean? That's the beauty of that. That's the beauty of the whole concept of this, is that you have the free will, and we are the only species on the planet who has this. You know what I mean? We are the only species on the planet that has the free will to navigate our lives where it needs to go, wherever we want it to go. You know what I mean? And to start doing this on a nice and spiritual and positive direction is by doing little things like that every single day. You know what I mean? If it's even to get up tomorrow, make it a point to get up 30 minutes early. And in those 30 minutes, take you a swig of some ice cold water, because water rejuvenates your body. It gets your mind in that pinpoint focused mode, believe it or not. You know what I mean? If you drink 2 glasses of water in the morning, okay, now you're good. Start reading. Read a little bit, you know. Start doing a few prayers, you know. Do something like that, positive, so that your day starts on that positive vibe, man. And you're going to see, if you do this every single day, your thought process is going to change. I can guarantee you that, man. And things will start going better for you. They will. And I just, again, man, the words, man, remember, salience and compassion. And the one that I really like is the dispositional optimism. Dispositional optimism. That's the shit right there, man. When I heard the guy talk about dispositional optimism, he's this neurosurgeon dude, and he, really keen guy, and smart dude, rich guy, wealthy guy. I listen to a lot of people like that because they have the wisdom of living that type of life. You know what I mean? And that's what I want. That's where I want my life to go. I don't want to be stuck in the addiction. I don't want to be stuck in a, 9 to 5 that pays minimum wage. I don't want to do that. I'm looking to better my life so that in turn there I can help a lot more people that I can. Because that's one of my goals, is to help as many people as I can who are dealing and struggling, who are in the struggle, you know what I mean? And who are, I really have this thing that I want to help people that had gone through the adversities that I have gone through. And my list of adversities is long, bro. It is. And my neurological brain disorders are, it's a good list too, you know what I mean? I suffer from depression, I suffer from PTSDs, I suffered from childhood traumatic experiences, I suffer from drug addiction and alcohol. That's a lot of things to deal with, but I know when I deal with them this way, in that positive mindset, and do it on a repetitive basis every single day, my life is extremely better than it was a few years ago. So I know my journey's still moving, man. You know what I mean? So I do this podcast to help. That it would help somebody else, and just know that I share things with you that are true, that are personal, that are things and adversities and accomplishments that I've gone through on a personal basis, or I share other people's, trials and tribulations and their successes, if I know for them to be true. You know what I mean? I don't throw you any bullshit. Excuse my French, but that's just who I am. So I hope that you guys really take to heart with what I say, because I mean things, and I want to help, because I want to show love to to everybody. You know what I mean? And I do this stuff so that I can better myself, so that I can help my family and better their lives. Especially my daughters, man. They're just the world to me. So I like to just be that example. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm doing this. And you know what I'm talking about. So I hope you do. But at any rate, yeah. So I guess that's gonna be it for today's episode, man. So I guess until the next time, man. On When the Smoke Clears, I am the Recovery Plug.